Welcome to Morrigan's Cottage. Morrigan's Cottage is a 200-year-old cottage set in Ireland's beautiful and wild west. Hi, what you doing? Oh, big shake. Happy? Trying to go have a sniff? Is that your ball? You ready? Should I take it? No? Okay. She doesn't want to share. Oh, it's starting to rain. Hello everyone and welcome back to Morrigan's Cottage. It's Saturday, I don't know what day I think it's March 1st. But welcome back to the cottage. We're here in the main bedroom again. I feel like we live in here at this point. And we're gonna just get working on the wall. So we have a little bit of the corner there to do, and then we're gonna work on getting this wall repointed. That is our goal for today. I don't think we're gonna get this whole wall done. It's 4:30 already. We got down really late and then I couldn't get the video for today to upload. So I was fiddling around with that. And this is what we did the last time. So I will show you how this is looking now. I'll turn you around and then I'm gonna get you set up and we're gonna start working on that little corner, and then hopefully tonight we can get a chunk of this done. Okay, just to give you a look at what we did the last time. Zoom out a bit. I think it's looking really good. So we got kind of all there. We got all over here, and then obviously this little bit over here. So now today we're going to focus on this section here, and then we are going to just sit and try get as high up this wall as we can. It is already scraped out, it's ready to go, it just needs us to repoint it. So we'll start and work our way upwards. I find if I start at the top, I get like bored being on the ladder and then I don't want to do it anymore. So we're going to start at the bottom and we're going to work our way up. All right, everyone. So as you know, All Powers very kindly sent me one of their power storage banks. That can be recharged. I think I said it before, you can plug it into your wall and charge it. So if you know a storm is coming, or you know you're going camping or traveling and you need to have some power on the go, you can just plug it, charge it, and it'll be ready. You can also get solar panels and they will recharge it as well. Or you can plug it into the car. There's a couple different ways you can charge this thing, but Morrigan's here. She's ready to do a little test on it. But what I'm going to do is going to pop the kettle on and see how it goes with the kettle. How much energy does it use? How quickly does it, it's not the fastest kettle in the world, but we'll see how quick the kettle boils and how long we have left then battery wise. So in case of a storm, how many kettles can I boil? So how many cups of tea will we be able to have until the power is back? That'll be the main question. Okay, so I've got you set up here. This is the All Powers power bank. I'm going to just go like this to turn it on. Oh, it would help if I actually held it long enough. We go like this to turn it on. Okay, so we are 99% charged. We've got, at the moment, 27 days worth of power remaining. But that's if we use, nothing. But let's get this kettle here plugged in and see how we get on. All right, so we have a full kettle here. I'll just show you, we're on 99%. We've got our full kettle, and we'll just see, how do we get on with this? We turn this on here. Oh, hang on. So we're going to turn this on here. So that turns these plugs on here. And we're going to hit on with the kettle. And we'll see what happens. So you can see kettle is now on. The light in the kettle is flashing here, but in person it's not. It's just the camera on the phone picking it up that way. So this is just showing our output. We've got about 41 minutes of power. Okay, so kettle is boiled. It's about 4 minutes later, which is roughly kind of the same amount of time it usually takes. And we're just down to 90%. I've unplugged it just to be safe because the kettle's obviously hot now. So we're down to 90%, and that was a full kettle. So that's not too shady at all. So if that's the case, we'd probably get a couple kettles boiled. Okay, now I'm gonna get dirty again. Start low and work our way up. Everyone, and welcome back to another video here at Morrigan's Cottage, and also another voiceover. Before we get too far into the voiceover, I just want to say apologies in advance for any background noise. I'm up in Dublin, and it's noisy outside from neighbours and kids playing and construction. I have Morrigan and Bonya in the background running around like crazy, and then also obviously my family is here, so you might hear a little bit of noise. So just apologies for that. It's a lot easier to do the voiceovers when I'm down at the cottage, but a lot of the time there's not enough time to actually sit and edit videos and record there. So kind of make do here in Dublin. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you for watching the videos. Thank you everyone who has subscribed, especially there's been a good few new subscribers. I think you found me from the Irish Homestead and the Corner House project. So welcome to the channel. Great time to join. I should hopefully have news about the builders for you in the next few days, so stay tuned. I think things are going to be kicking off here quite soon. But since the Aisling you're seeing on the screen is sitting in the dirt and the damp again, I thought I would do a few more answering of questions. If I've missed your question, I apologise. I'm trying to get through the comments, but I'm just behind, and I will get to it, and it will be in a video, so just bear with me. But here are some of the questions that I got recently, and hopefully I haven't already answered them. I don't think I have, but here we go again anyway. So first of all, this came from Chicken of Evil. I just want to say that is the best username. That's so funny. But the question is, you've mentioned work a few times. Are you able to say what you do? Also, how did you get Morrigan? Was she a rescue? However you got her, she's awesome. And I would agree with that. She is definitely awesome. But Morrigan is not a rescue. So I got Morrigan in Canada. I got her when I was over living there, and I also got Bonnie, my kitty catty, when I was over living there too. So I got Bonya first, and she is a rescue. She was part of a litter of kittens and a mama cat who were left on the side of the road and were quite literally freezing to death, because it was like minus 40 degrees Celsius over there at the time. So they were very lucky to survive, and they named them after Frozen characters. And Bonnie was originally called Anna. So that was her name. Now, one of my very best friends is called Anna, so obviously we had to change her name, and she was renamed to Bonya. But Morrigan, on the other hand, was not a rescue. So I had been looking at the rescues for a dog, because I knew I was ready and I was in a place that I could afford one. But all the rescues tended to have much bigger dogs, and it was always in the back of my mind that I wanted to bring the girls back to Ireland when I eventually moved home, and I just thought like logistically a bigger dog would be harder. And also I am very new to owning a dog. I've never had a dog myself before, so I just thought a smaller dog would be easier to manage. So anyway, Morrigan is from an accidental litter that someone had. They had a farm. She's an Australian Shepherd, like a miniature Australian Shepherd, and they had a bunch of cute little accidental Australian Shepherd babies, and I got her from there. Okay, so we have got to just about there done, which is brilliant. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to cook Morrigan some dinner. It's getting cold, so I've put the radiator on. This is Morrigan's little setup over here. I keep her away from it. But yeah, so we'll just step back and I'll show you the room. It looks so good now. So we pretty much have all down here done. We have this stretch done. So when we come back after din-dins, we will get working on this bit here. The corner part is really hard to get the stuff into, but yeah, happy days. It's looking good. You can see the difference in when it's done versus when it's not done. So to continue my Morrigan story, she was not a rescue. She was from an accidental litter, and her mom was, or her dad probably was, well, hopefully both. They were neutered afterwards, but yeah, so I did buy Morrigan. It wasn't from a puppy mill and it wasn't from a breeder or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with going to like a legitimate breeder, but be very aware of puppy mills and people just trying to make a quick buck. Anyway, that's my rant about that. But yeah, so Morrigan came from there, and obviously I brought Morrigan and Bonya over from Canada. And then the first part of the question, I've mentioned work a few times. So yeah, I am an administrator, technically a business support officer, but basically administrator. I do data entry, I do lots of paperwork, Excel, Word, all of that kind of, emails, very much a 9-to-5 based gig. And it is in the social work industry, so I'm not a social worker or anything like that, but basically I work for a company that helps people become foster carers and then help match very vulnerable children who need a good home with very capable and loving foster carers. And I am in the background of that, helping to gather all the paperwork needed, because to become a foster carer it is about a 16-week, if not longer, process, and you have to be like Garda vetted, like police vetted, there's lots of references and all that sort of stuff. So I help gather all that paperwork as the social workers do their assessments on the families to make sure that they're good people and can give a child a good home. So that's what I do for work, and I really enjoy it, and I have a lot of connection to the foster care kind of world because my two youngest sisters are actually foster sisters, and my parents are foster carers themselves. And we have had my two youngest sisters since one of them was a year old and she's now well into her 20s, and the other is a teenager and she's been with us since she was born. So lots of connection with foster care anyway. Alrighty. Oh, no, you stay there. That's your safe space. No, don't come any closer. No, into the bed, come on. Into the bed. She's got all her toys over there. So just stay there for 1 second. Good girl. She's got the radiator beside her. It's quite cold. Just let me show them the wall and then I'll come over to you, okay? Alrighty, so we've done this much quite sloppily. And obviously we've done this over here. So we've done a bit. Let me just move back and show you how this wall is turning out. Not bad. But we're going to stop there for the evening. So it is just coming up on 7:30 at the moment. So we're going to leave it here for tonight. We got down late, obviously, so this is getting done late, but we're going to stop. I'm going to have something to eat. Morgan's already been fed, and then get an early night and get up early and start this again tomorrow. So good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. morning and welcome back to Morrigan's Cottage. Today is Friday. I want to say it's March 7th, but it is Friday and it's... Oh, Morrigan has found her ball. We have just got down to the cottage and it is about 8:45 in the morning, so it's pretty early. We left Dublin at just about 6 and it was very rainy, very dark, and then as we got kind of out of Dublin and into Kildare and then Meath, it was very foggy, and it has remained foggy right up to the house. It's beautiful, but an absolute hassle to drive in. So I'm wearing my driving glasses right now. I will switch to my regular glasses shortly. But I'm actually working from home today, so I have my laptop set up ready to go, and I'll kind of sit down at my desk in about 15 minutes. Honey, what's in your mouth? What were you licking? She's always up to something. But I will get kind of working away, and then I have a lunch meeting at about 12, so I'm going to go to that, and then we'll be back to work for the afternoon. But it does mean that this evening I can get some pointing done, and then tomorrow we can get some pointing done, and Sunday we can get some pointing done. So that means we can hopefully get a big chunk of that wall finished, which would be such great progress. And then if we could get a little bit more of the cement taken down on the next part of the wall, that would be even better. So that's kind of the plan of action. If the weather turns and gets better, we will also probably go to a DIY store and pick up some bark and either cardboard or like some kind of weed netting, so that I can put that all around the trees that we planted last week, because I want those to have the chance to get big and healthy and strong. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna make some coffee and then I'm gonna start work for the day. Hopefully it'll be a quiet day work-wise. Fingers crossed, but we'll see. But yeah, I do actually by chance have a meeting out here out west. There is a northwest team of my company. Now we don't have an office or anything like that out here, but we do have a lot of people that live out this way. So I've been invited to their work lunch, so we're on to that at about 12. But yeah, we're back and it's absolutely miserable there. So. Hello. So it is 5 o'clock. I just clocked off work after a lovely lunch earlier with the West team, and now time to work on the house. All right, so just an update. This is obviously what we've done the last couple of weeks that we've been here. This pointing is probably, gosh, 2 or 3 weeks old now, maybe a little bit longer. So it is, you know, nearly dry. Probably is getting closer to its kind of final drying color. So you can see hopefully the difference between like there, and this area here that hasn't been done. So this is what we've done. Last weekend, before we got distracted outside, we did this little corner here. And this is where we're going to continue. We're going to kind of go along and go up as we kind of go. And then if you remember, we obviously did over here a couple weeks before that. And I realised that I think I missed a spot. There's a spot down in this corner here that looks like I missed it completely. So we're going to have to go back and fill that little spot. I don't know how I missed it, but there you go. That's what happens when you're kind of rushing. This wall, obviously the section of the wall is going to be covered, so it's a little bit sloppier, and that's fine. We're not going to worry too much about it, but hopefully you can see that my pointing is getting better as we go. Although this wall in here, I think, is probably still the best looking one that we've done. And this was the very first one that we did. And obviously there is still that little corner there. And we need to get this part done as well. But that's, again, I think I said it before, this doesn't look super secure. So I'd almost kind of rather wait until I have some professionals on site, just in case I do anything that I shouldn't have done. But yeah, our focus is still in here. If we can get this room done, that would be ideal. And then I thought I'd show you the floor. So I don't know if you can really see, there are just, you know, it's not wet, but there's definitely like damper patches to the floor. So we do definitely have a damp problem. I have a dehumidifier. I don't have it at the house with me. I moved it back to Dublin just in advance of the builders starting. So that is something that will have to be done at some point, but we're going to work away on this wall here. And it would be remiss of me to continue on this video without talking about this stone here, and in particular, this here. So you might remember a video or two ago, I asked, did anyone think that this little guy here could potentially be a fossil? And the answer is yes. This little guy here is a fossil. It's called a gryphia, I think, is maybe how you say it. I'll put the spelling below. Or it's also known as a devil's toenail, I think. And we're going to call it Gordon. And yeah, this could be like, I think the age range is like 39 million years old to like 200 million years old, which is just crazy that it's just like sitting in the rock of my wall. And I don't think the camera really picks it up, but you can still see the kind of like the divots of the shell. It just doesn't seem to the camera. There we go. Anyway, I thought that was really cool. So now we have to figure out a way to keep at least this one rock exposed, because we can't cover up a fossil that would have been around, of a clam type of thing that would have been around the same time as the dinosaurs. That just isn't what we're going to be doing. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. So anyway, I'm going to get set up and I'm going to get some pointing mixture done. And we're going to do as much as we can, avoiding this kind of section where the brush is, just because that is cement that they've used. And I'd be a bit nervous of the lintel holding up this doorway. So we just want to be careful. It is kind of crookedy, and yeah, we just want to be careful. There's no point doing anything too scary when we have builders coming. A nice flare of light above me. But just final quick word before we start. Builders, I don't have an update. I don't know what day they're coming. It is not a big deal. They are really busy doing emergency repair work from the big storm that we had a month ago, and also catching up on jobs that they were delayed on because of that. They will get to me. They're great builders. I'm happy to wait, and I'm patient. So I can still work away with this room here, because there's a lot for me to do. So we won't get stressed. So next set of questions. First question, knowing what you know now, so much work, time and money needed to renovate, would you have chosen Morrigan's cottage? And the answer is absolutely. I have no regrets. I definitely think the house was the right one. And even though, to be honest with you, I was looking at houses that were in worse condition than the house I got. So like some of the houses I was looking at didn't have roofs and stuff like that. So actually this house was quite nicer than a lot of the ones that I was looking at and considering. It just had, I suppose, more surprise expenses, but definitely no regrets. Very happy with the house, would not change it, and I have like zero regrets. What do friends and family think of your decision? I think they think I'm mad, is the first kind of feeling on it, and then actually I think they think it's great. And some of my friends like really would love to do this themselves. And even though it maybe isn't necessarily what my mom or my dad would like, or my siblings, they think it's great. So, but probably think I'm mad. And then, what is the thing you most look forward to once you settle in full time? Just having my own space again. Obviously, I moved back in with my family, which I'm very lucky that I was able to do, but I do miss having my own space and having my own house and my own rules. And I'm also just really looking forward to getting some chickens and some ducks and maybe some goats and donkeys and pigs, fostering some kittens, and all that stuff. I'm really looking forward to having the animals, and also just integrating into the community and joining a local gym, maybe joining some classes in the area, and just making some friends out there, because I don't know anyone. Another question is, when you refer to we, who else are you talking about? So I get that a lot. I am talking about Morrigan. If I say we, it's me and Morrigan, the dog. What part of Ireland are you from? So I am from Dublin. I was born and raised in Dublin. I think my family historically has kind of always been from Dublin. And now I am out west in the Connacht area. Am I planning on restoring the fireplace? It will not be a traditional fireplace where there will be an actual stove or fire burning in it. Whether the kind of sort of bricks come down will be up to the builders if they think it's structurally safe, but other than repointing it, probably that is as much restoring that will be done to the fireplace, unfortunately, just because I don't think it's in great shape, and also we don't have chimneys externally, so we can't have a regular one. Another question is, what are your plans for the future garden areas, classic cottage garden, veg beds, etc.? So yes, so to the left of the house, if you're looking at the house front on, to the very left is going to be the cottage garden with lots of veggie beds and everything like that. And then there's going to be a big garden space and a deck for entertaining and just relaxing outside. And then the rest of the land will be used up for a polytunnel and space for animals, farm animals to kind of walk around. I will do a proper video once the house stuff is kind of done. I'll do a proper video on what the plan for the land is, but definitely out of everything, I am much more excited about the land than I am the house. This was never really going to be like a renovation channel. It's more a like gardening and homesteading kind of channel. That's kind of the plans for the videos. And I'll just see, did I screenshot any more questions? I did not. So I hope you enjoyed. If you do have any questions yourself, do leave a comment and just put in a comment like voiceover question or question time or something like that, just so I know to pop it into the video rather than, well, I can answer it there and then too, but I can pop it into the video. And yes, good news is that there shouldn't be too much more pointing videos. Like, there's going to be a couple, but we're getting ready to be done this room now. There's only kind of 2 sections of wall left, and then that should hopefully be it for the pointing. And like I said earlier, we should have some news from the builders. I mean, I have a rough idea of when they'll be starting next week, fingers crossed, but I'll let you know once for sure they have started. And yeah, stay there. Okay, so this is what we've gotten done this evening. It is obviously not a huge amount, but that whole bottom of the wall is done, so that means tomorrow we can start working our way up to the top. It is 7:15 now, so we've been working on this for just about an hour. In case you're wondering how long it takes, this kind of section just over here took about an hour. So that is where I'm going to leave it tonight. Obviously it's Friday, we worked today, we drove to the house from like 6 a.m. and then did a day of work. I had to drive to somewhere in Mayo, and yeah, so it's been a long day, so we're just going to leave it there. I have a video to edit still, so we're going to have something to eat and snuggle and finish the video, and then we'll come back to this tomorrow. But happy with what we've got done so far.